Can you see Mr. Butterfly down there? Yeah, he's a pretty tiger stripe. That's a skipper. He's a skipper. I'm filming him through my through the fences here. I'm not sure I'm getting him. I think I see him. He's orange, black, and white. He looks like a skipper. Hi there, Butterfly. Look at him, he's flapping his wings. You see him? Oh, how cute. Can you see him flapping his wings? Oh my goodness, it's like he's putting on a show for me. I love butterflies. He's a skipper. Oh, he's got like bright red, orange spots on the bottom. He's putting on a show for me. I'm not sure I'm getting him. Where is he? There he is. There he is. See him? All right. I am having fun. I think I spent a whole hour trying to figure out which butterfly. I thought it was a skipper, but I think I identified it. It was a butterfly, a painted lady. It was so cute. I had to figure out which butterfly or skipper it was. So, yeah, I love my butterflies. So, yeah, the past week my allergies have been acting up, and so I bought some allergy eye drops. The Pataday dried my eyes up, but I only did it for one day, and finally I said, you know what, just try artificial tears. And yeah, because one time I went down on the floor to do my facelift exercises, and I might have got pollen in my eyes, but it was so burny and itchy, I couldn't stand it, so I thought I needed allergy eye drops. But I'm working on the Gail series story about the Gail commandments, and I've learned from doing the Gail, from the Gail commandments story, that if you get some symptoms, don't panic. Just don't overreact, because I have a tendency to overreact because of my history. I'm still working on the story. But yeah, I do have some antihistamine eye drops. I tried Pataday. It really made my eyes feel dry and sticky, so I only did that for one day. A 24-hour extra strength formula, I dropped it. I'm just putting up with the allergens. So basically, working on the Gail series is helping me to stay out of trouble. Yeah. When I'm finished with the story about how Jesus gave me the Gail commandments, the total word count of all of my stories is going to be about the same as the Bible. Yeah, it will be, which I find rather interesting. Yeah, it's been very helpful to me. It's keeping me out of trouble, and I am due to make a video. Like today, see, I shop every day because I don't have a car, so to get my food and everything I need, I usually have to shop every day. Excuse my allergies. Oh, they've been acting up terrible. I think the enemy, which would be the automatons, and Genghis Khan Nazis or whoever, are dropping pollen bombs over my head. And but I'm trying not to let that mess things up. Oh, come on. Here. So, yeah, the first, I would say, when I'm done with the entire Gail series, I'm expecting it to be double the size of the Bible. So, right now, I'm finishing up a bunch of stories which are turning out to have anti-idolatry themes. I'm finding that a particular sin that I've had trouble with is idolatry, and I defined it in my first batch of stories. Now it seems like, starting with the Gail commandments, the sin that gets me in trouble is what I call, that's allergy. Like I said, my allergies, I'm on Zyrtec, but the allergy count is very high, is what I call a fear and doubt theme. And when I start doubting Jesus' care of me and make decisions based on that fear and doubt, I always get into trouble. Always. Yeah. Like when I got really big into thinking I had all these food allergies, that I couldn't eat like a normal person, that was basically on fear and doubt. It was like I doubted Jesus' ability to take care of me enough to make me more normal. So I started thinking, and that's because I had a Jesuit super yeast infection. And traditional medicine failed me, okay? And I'm going into that in this Gail Commandment story I wrote. And it caused me to develop this mentality like I'm always going to get a debilitating condition that nobody's going to know how to deal with, and I'm going to have to take extreme measures to deal with it, okay? And then I get into big trouble. I start going into all these crazy diets. So I wanted to let people understand my background and why Jesus had to give me the Gail Commandment. So I'm still working on that one. And when it's done, I am going to add it to my PDF that I have underneath this video. So yeah, I have noticed that I get into trouble when I order things online. So I'm bending over backwards to try to make sure I do not order anything online. For instance, because I go shopping every day, I've pretty much used up all the check registers, that come with that come with your checks, and I handwrite everything that my transactions. And I noticed that practically the only way to get more of them is you have to order online, because my bank's not local. So I thought, I've learned if I calm down, I can often think of solutions where I don't have to order online. For instance, like with my bras, I don't know why it is. Well, let me stick to the subject. So I finally decided, I said, hey, you use LibreCalc, which is the same as like Microsoft Excel, to do your budget every day. And you keep records, and then you just handwrite your ledger. So there's probably a ledger that you can put into your LibreCalc or Microsoft Excel. And there was actually a template that I was able to download to my computer and put it into LibreCalc, and whammo, I now have a ledger online. So if I run out of ledger, the bank checkbook register, so where I can enter my transactions by hand, I'm now doing it online. I never bring the ledger with me to the store anyway, because I basically use my debit card at the store. Jesus once told me he only wanted me to shop in person in the store, okay? And he told me no online shopping, and I believe it's because if I put my online financial information up there, I could become a victim of scammers. So it's really easy when we're dealing with automatons, okay, for them to scam me financially if my financial information goes online. So I'm really trying to bend over backwards not to order anything online. And every time I have in the past couple years, it has caused major Gail Shield failure. Major. One time my husband almost died. So that's another, Baphomet came into my apartment because I ordered some printer cartridges online. Oh, I almost lost my husband, okay? So yeah, so I tell myself, if you think you need to order it online, calm down and see if you can figure out a way to buy it in-store, in person, or something creative. And I was able to get a template on my computer, and it was really easy for me to set it up. I got it working. In fact, I could probably show you. Let me show you what I came up with. And it's working great. Well, I'll show you a picture of it here. Checkbook register blank. Yep. Here it is. Take a look at that. See that? Right here, Checkbook Register online. You're probably seeing it. I'm assuming you're seeing it. I can't really see what I'm doing here. Oh, let me see if I can get it to where's the picture? Oh, there it is. Oh, let's get this out of here. There it is. See that? Well, I'm not doing any fancy photography here, you know. Oh, don't do that to me. So yeah, let's get this thing. I have a camera that I've had since 2010. Yeah, I try not to get anything new. I don't trust electricity and computers because they were both invented by Satan. Yeah, and what's really interesting is I noticed when I'm still working on the Gail commandment story, that Terence Jenkins mentioned to Jesus, he said, "Hey Jesus, I thought you didn't use computers." And Jesus answered, and he gave me the Gail commandments on 11 separate tablets. And he answered Terence Jenkins and he said, "These don't run on electricity." So that leads me to suspect that my conclusion in one of my stories that he was originally planning for his millennial reign, that is before the Bible got canceled, that anything that would require power in the millennial reign would not be run on electricity and computers. Yeah. So he left some tablets with us, and they were run, I guess you could say, on Jesus power. Yeah, so yeah, I avoid. This doesn't mean, he did say to me that he can work with, like he's using me to make YouTube videos and stuff. But in general, he's trying to get me to get away from a too much dependency on electricity and computers. So, yeah, so I figured out how to do a ledger on using an app that I have on my computer, LibreCalc, and it's working great. I had to do one little edit in there. I removed a column, and then I thought, hey, if you really, like if an emergency happens and you lose your computer and you still need to shop and you don't have a paper register to work with, I thought maybe you could print it from your computer. And I went online and I found a ledger that I could download as a PDF. Therefore, I could send the PDF to the library and print the ledger pages, like if I have an emergency. I still have enough ledger in paper where I can still work with it, but I predict that within a year, or maybe 2 years. See, I don't need to order a bunch of checks because I only use like 2 checks a month. And they don't give me enough ledger for all the shopping that I do, but I do enter my debit entries. And since I lost food stamps, I pretty much lost food stamps because my rent is so cheap, so I don't qualify for food stamps anymore, basically. I'm doing a lot more shopping using my debit card, so I'm using up that ledger really, really fast. So now I figured out a way where I don't have to worry about ordering a ledger online. I can do it through LibreCalc or Microsoft Excel. It's like the same thing. And I can even print one out. If I need it on paper, I can print it out on paper using a PDF file. I figured out how to do that. I downloaded something that looks like a ledger, and I can print it out on paper. So if worse comes to worse and I do need it in paper, let's say I lose my computer, and what I did was I put that PDF file on a flash drive, okay? So let's say my computer conks out and I want to keep records. I could just go to the library, plug the flash drive into the library's computer, and they could print out that ledger for me. And there I am. and I don't have to order anything online. When I print at the library, I pay for it usually with cash, because that's how they take it. Or I can use my card. It's okay for me to use a debit card in person in the store. It's just that where I have to enter my information online is dangerous for me. So I try not to do that. Like my card information and all that. I mean, if I do it like once in a blue moon, it's okay. Like Brent told me, it's okay for me to renew my Botanical Gardens membership online. But I found I don't even have to do that anymore. The Huntsville Botanical Garden, I love to go to their butterfly house. In fact, I'm looking forward to the month of May because I'm going to go visit their Purdy butterfly exhibit. I'll probably film it for you and let you all see. I did that last year too. As you can see, I have a fascination with butterflies. So yeah, I found out that I got a did, even though I don't, at the time I reapplied in December, I had food stamps. I still have food stamps. I only get like $29 a month though, because my rent's so cheap. So it's because I'm in HUD housing, right? So yeah, but if you have food stamps, you get what they call a museum's discount, and I get a big discount to go to the Botanical Gardens. Yeah. But you have to do that in person, which works out great for me because I would rather pay for something in person than rather, put all my financial information online. So yeah, that worked out. And then another thing that happened, I have a laundry basket, a plastic one that I've had like over 20 years, and I thought those things would last forever. And I spent a lot of time yesterday trying to figure out where I could find something similar, something that's kind of like a hip hugger kind, that I can hold in one arm and lock my door, hit the elevator button and all that, so that I could do my laundry really quick and efficiently. And that turned out to be harder to find than I thought. I live in a small space, so I didn't want a big, huge, clunky one. And I didn't want some flimsy little, but I do a fairly large load every week, so it needed to be just the right size after a whole bunch of research. And then another problem is if I get a super big one, I take the bus, right? I'm not sure how they'd feel about me bringing a big, huge laundry basket onto the bus. I found one within walking distance. I can go get it. A nice one that I think will work. Oh, that's allergy. So, I'm finding solutions. I've been without a car now for 3 years, and I'm doing great. I'm really surprised. I never thought it was possible. Oh, the allergies are acting up, okay? But I just need to chill. Yeah. Doing the Gail commandments helps with allergies too. The vacuuming, the dusting. Very important to shower. I change my clothes when I get in. I shower every day, and I make sure that that I take a shower before I go to bed. I never go to bed unless I've had a shower that day. Before, and it's got to be after I've come in from outdoors because I'm picking up a lot of pollen from going out. Yeah, you can hear me sniffling right now, but I'm managing. Yeah, I am on Zyrtec. Brent told me to take it at the same time every day. He said it's important. So I'm managing. So I'm finding. The only thing that I was thinking, if my vacuum cleaner conks out, I have a strategy for that. The printer, I'm not going to bother to get another one because I'm just going to use the library. It's getting hard to find a scanner that would be compatible with my Linux Ubuntu. So I'm set up really good there. I still use the same webcam that I bought in 2010. And what I like about Linux Ubuntu is I'm able to adjust, I'm able to use old technology. I don't have to buy every newfangled thing that comes out with computers. Like if with Windows, after a while, I probably wouldn't be able to use this anymore. Besides, Windows is full of malware. Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I'm managing. They are trying to create complications. Like they made my allergies act up. They tried to mess up my buses, but it's just a matter of staying calm. And you usually, this camera just wants to come down. Here we go. You can usually find a solution. So yeah, I am committed to doing the Gail series. So I'm working on the Gail Commandment story. Once I get in there, I usually find what I need to put in there so that people will understand the lessons that they need to learn from my life that they can apply to their own lives. So I wanted to give them a little bit of my experience with doctors and why I became so skeptical about standard medical treatments and why I thought I had to take such extreme measures. So yeah, that story will be ready. I don't know. It's a very important story. I'm covering both the original Gail Commandments that I got in 2016, plus the one that Jesus gave me in December 2021. Because I've noticed they're both important. Like, he doesn't want me to hoard either. There's some overlap actually between the two sets of Gail Commandments. But yeah, I'm still working on that story. But I'm enjoying living in the moment. Like enjoying the beautiful butterflies and having faith in Jesus too helps. Even though he's not here, just believing that he cares about us. And thank God that my husband saved his life in April 2022. My husband's a real hero. But Jesus did lose his Bible because of mistakes that he made when he was with us. And I feel like my Gail series is kind of taking its place. It's giving people guidance and helping them to understand important stories that they need to know about, to know how to conduct themselves today. Yeah. So yeah, and I'm finding just working on it myself is helping me. So yeah, there's going to be I do sense that the next group of stories are going to have a strong fear and doubt theme. I've pretty much covered how idolatry got me into trouble. And now fear and doubt have gotten me into trouble too. So basically you can tell when fear and doubt has set into your life because you worry and you obsess, okay? You worry and you obsess. It's like, oh, everything's not going to be all right. I'm going to have to worry about this, obsess about this. I get into trouble with that too. Yeah. So, yeah, I am due to make a YouTube video. I just wanted to share with you some fun that I have, victories. I'm just amazed that I'm doing so well without a car and in my little studio apartment here. Another thing that I was really disappointed over. There was a fire in my town at a laundromat, okay? My favorite Asian grocery store had to shut down because of that fire. I think the automatons did that. Now, why in the world they'd want to shut down my favorite? Yeah, the fire, they were in the same building as the laundromat. The laundromat made the local news. It was a really bad fire. Nobody got hurt, thank God. But it damaged my favorite Asian grocery store. So now I can't get my Vermont curry. They were the only store in town that carried the Vermont curry. I probably should eat less of that anyway. But the good news is that several years ago, I came up with a recipe for Vermont curry. A homemade one that I can make from scratch. It's at my cooking channel. It's a lot of work. And probably healthier than the Vermont curry, which has a bunch of MSG. And the other good news is I like my junk food. I call it the furikake, the seaweed mix you put on your soft Asian short grain rice, you know. I probably should be eating less of that too. But I can get that at the... Oh, I thought of another thing. Shiitake mushrooms. Yeah, they sell that too. But I can probably get that at some other Asian stores in town. Though I did know, this is what I'm saying. I bet they're going to be back in business maybe in a couple months. I hope so. They were the best Asian grocery store for me. I could take the bus easily to get out there. Now, because of this fire, if I want to go to an Asian grocery store, I have to take Route 56. That's half a day on the bus. It used to be better. I said, okay, don't sweat it. You haven't been eating Asian food a lot anyways. The good news is a lot, the Walmart around here carries the furikake. The shiitake mushrooms might be a bit of a problem. However, I can get them fresh. Whole Foods has them. I like them dry, though, because it's real convenient. I can just rehydrate them. I'm sure, I can work this out. There is, I believe, an Asian store on University Drive that I can go to. So, yeah, I'm okay on that right now. But usually when I think I'm up a creek, if I calm down, I'll think of a solution. Yeah. And sometimes, to be honest with you, I've kind of gotten away from my Asian cooking, and I'm going more Mediterranean anyway. I've taken a liking towards my homemade pizza, Greek-style foods. So, yeah. And a lot of times, when I think I can't do without something, it's just an attachment. And oftentimes, the item that I think I need, like when I first moved here, I thought I was always getting lost, okay? I was always getting lost. So I bought several, and it was hard for me to find maps. I was so frustrated because nobody uses maps anymore, okay? And I needed like a paper map in the car when I'm in a new area that I could just, because my phone app, I didn't like using, what do they call it? Google Maps. It just didn't work for me. So I went to the Books A Million and bought several copies of maps, and Jesus got on me about that. He said, Gail, you only need one map. And yeah, that's going to be in this story that I'm writing. And I thought, I can't believe Jesus would make a big stink over a map. You know, because I was getting so lost in this new town. But guess what? Starting from about May 2022 forward, I lost my car. Baphomet ejaculated in all the holes in my car. And guess what? I hardly ever use that map. And Google Maps on my computer is the most useful for me when I want to take the bus because it shows me where all the bus stops are. The paper maps don't do that. So Jesus was right. I guess he knew I was going to lose my car. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And to be honest with you, I haven't been eating a lot of Asian food lately. I've been really big into Mediterranean cuisine. I just like it. Yeah. Today I'm going to have some tacos. My husband Brent's from Texas. He loves his Tex-Mex tacos. So, yeah, that's how I'm doing. The allergies are, they tried sending tornadoes to my town. And I said, okay, just make sure you're working on the Gail series, doing the Gail commandments, not getting obsessed. Don't get into the fear and doubt mode. That's the way you get into obsessions. Don't idolize anything. That means I need to take my Zyrtec. I think I'm going to go ahead and end this. Take my Zyrtec. I set the alarm so I don't forget. And yeah, I'm doing good. I have financial security here. And I have everything I need. I'll be able to get, I had a safe that broke on me. And I didn't have a car. Yeah. And I thought, how in the world am I going to get a safe? That thing's heavy. There was a store within walking distance of me, and I was able to walk with the safe. So I'm talking about, I'm just amazed. 3 years without a car, and I'm doing great. So anyways, you guys, enjoy the butterfly.
In a world of secrets, where darkness reigns, there's a warrior rising, breaking free from chains. She's Gail Schuler, her heart pure and strong, with the power of love, she'll right the world's wrongs. Yeah! She's a first, a passionate crusader. Standing by the side to conquer it all. Through space battles and trials.